Last night, West is like massaging Lexi's shoulders and like dancing and touching her. And like, even for me, it might have been a little bit too much. But given what had happened with Ciara and with the toe sucking, I'm excited. I think, oh, this is great. We can all just be flirty. And I think Lexi thinks it's not apples to apples because she didn't see how she was being flirty with West, which it's kind of funny because that's how I felt. Or she accused me.
Jesse reminded me a ton of Tom Schwartz when in the most recent season of Vanderpump Rules, he has like a confrontation with Katie about sleeping with Max. Just the fact that he's not mad about this. He's feeling like overwhelming relief about like the playing field being evened in his mind, where he's like, okay, I'm not the bad guy. We both have mistakes. We're even, as opposed to like this anger or jealousy being the feeling like you would expect.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's key to why his behavior is actually manipulative too. He even says at one point, I'm excited about like Lexi flirting with Wes. And he says like, I love it. I think at one point, like he loves that he has something that he can counter with. When she says like, oh, everybody says that you're being flirty with Ciara. And he's like, yeah, you're being flirty with Wes. Like he loves that. Like you say, he has something that evens the playing field. And he also loves that he now gets to tell her, oh, this is totally cool. See how cool I am about it? That's the proper way to react. Now I can frame you reacting to me flirting as being aberrant and weird and crazy, because I am now saying that you're flirting with somebody else and I'm being totally cool and smiley and playful about it.
And I just to put one more piece into the Jesse Soloman as a dirtbag dossier, and then we can close it, or I'm good at least.
For this episode,
this episode. But the fact that after this conflict where he has presented his evidence to her that she has done something wrong, he proceeds to try to manipulate her into saying "I love you" back to him. Like now you've got to say it. You've got to say it because you did something bad, and I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like, oh, such dirtbag behavior.
Now we'll dig into a little bit more about Jesse and Lexi fighting on their way back in, because I do really like the way that, again, another great example of using that kind of stolen footage of just these little shots of things that they clearly do not expect to be seen or to be heard. Like we have a little snippet of conversation of them kind of behind the vehicle in the driveway, very grainy, like night vision kind of camera, like looks like somebody's about to get drone strike or something. And and the audio of their conversation is like they clearly had to find that audio. Like they used some tools on that to like isolate the audio that was barely detectable in the raw audio feed, surely, that you just like sneak us in some little snippets of what they're talking about there. We get a great like sense of like the end of an argument, like we know that throughout the ride home they've been talking about this, and we just get this little sniff of how it was going on just based on like what these little phrases we catch at the end of it, where Jesse seems to be like criticizing her for like getting too physical with West, and seems to be implying that she's being hypocritical for criticizing him. And he is clearly like classic Jesse stuff, being like very like mixed signals, being like, oh, I'm criticizing you, but also I love that about you. Like, and that's just like you thriving, and that's great. No, that's cool. Like I'm like that was totally more inappropriate than anything I have done. And I love that about you. That's great. Yeah, for sure. Like you really get the sense of that just through these things that are communicated to the audience in a way like this was not at all packaged for our eyes. These are moments that have been stolen and that have been snuck away and gifted to us. And the security camera footage aesthetic like really drives it home. And then even when if they're in bed at night, they continue to have this discussion. And we can see almost nothing but like Jesse's large veiny forearm just like sticking out of the bed while he continues to talk to Lexi in that way. It kind of just, to me, it almost underscores like how he has the power in the relationship.